back and she's ready to rock. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. It's a May River thing. Got the whole family down here. It's a May River thing.
Hey, it's Tim Wood with another edition of Low Country Chronicle Spring Break RBC Heritage Edition. Very excited to have with us on the line a local hero. I know he's not really liking that title, but had a big crowd following him on the course. Thankfully, crowds getting back out on the course at the RBC Heritage this week. He's local golfer made good. Bryson Nimmer, how are you this Sunday morning?
I'm doing good, Tim. Thank you for having me.
So tell me overall what this experience was like for you.
It was awesome. Just to be able to play, be out there, growing up in the area, and, going to the Heritage thing, just to kind of be on the other side of the room, experience it for the time was incredible. And, I know I'll be back one day, but it was a good start to it, and didn't go according to plan, but at the same time, I learned a lot of good things.
What was the biggest difference? Because you went out and you were right around even for a little bit, back nine or your back nine. Where did you tee off?
So I teed off on 10. I
Okay.
started on the.
Okay, so your back nine, couple doubles, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So my back nine, so the front nine. I really didn't play too bad on the front. Felt pretty good. Swing wasn't too bad. I put kind of golf. I mean, when one thing started going bad, it kind of creeps into other things. And putter wasn't on the front nine. And hit it pretty good and just couldn't get anything to go in. And I think it just frustrated me a little. I let it creep into the golf swing and made a few mental mistakes on golf swings and all go offline. Ended up making a couple doubles, and you just can't do that out there. Something I'll learn.
How many times have you played Harbor Town in your life?
That was probably 30, 40 at least.
Not quite like that time though, right?
No, that was probably every time I played it, I don't think I've ever shot in the 80s. That was the first one.
Your dad. You've owned the local print market lately between CH2, my article in CH2, Justin's article in Hilton Head Monthly, Bluffton Today. Lawrence wrote a couple of great articles about you ahead of it, and I think your dad said in there, don't expect that tomorrow. He always bounces back, and you did. I mean, you put those two rounds together, and you're in the mix for the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, Thursday night, I was like, if I could just do over again, I know I'd have a chance, on the weekend. And it was just a bad day, but it happens out there. You just got to live and learn from it and be ready the next time.
So you came back out on Friday, and you did what your dad said you were going to do. I mean, you put together a great round. Probably, I would imagine, you probably left a couple strokes out there that you'd want back, including the 18th or your 18th. How did you feel about Friday in comparison to Thursday?
I was just way more relaxed. I was definitely the first time I ever played in front of that, and I played in front of crowd before and thought I was pretty comfortable with it, and really wasn't nervous at all going into the week. I was like, I've played in front of people; it's not a big deal. But it's a lot different when it's 20 or 30 people compared to 200 to 300 people.
Yeah, a little bit. And especially not just strangers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And, that's the other thing. It was awesome having everybody local come out and support me. And I felt bad because I want to be able to love everybody and, kind of thank them for being there. But I definitely had to, you kind of have to block them out and have to focus on what you're trying to accomplish. And, people realize the fact that you're doing something you need to focus on. So I learned that. And next time I'll know that.
I I said this to a bunch of friends, and this to my dad. My dad's up in Windham, Maine. Man, you got a fan in Windham, Maine. My dad's a huge golfer, and he's Golf Channel addict, and he was rooting for you. I said this to him. I said uh, not the result he wanted, but it's gotta show that you belong out there. Like
Yeah,
that's gotta be some solace.
it is. I mean, I've played with a lot of the guys and gotten to know a few of them. It definitely, it's nothing that I do. Going into the week, I could play with them. It's just, going out and doing it. And a lot of those guys that play in front of crowds all the time, that's what they do every week. And just like anything else, it just becomes normal and it's something to get used to. And I think the more reps I get, the more normal it'll be for them.
All right, so one of those guys has played in front of large crowds. One of your buddies, you had to take. Did you have any side gentleman's bets in terms of Doc Redmond? I mean, you did beat Doc.
Yeah, we didn't have any side bets, but yeah, I mean, we both. It was funny. I mean, we played Tuesday together. We played 9 holes, and I think I was 1 or 2 under, and he was 3 or 4 under, and it's just like, all right, we're gonna play good this week, and then we just both had a terrible day Thursday, and I think it was a mix of a lot of things. I think we got a bad draw on tee times,
Yeah.
wind howling the afternoon. It's just it happens. It's never fault. It's just the way it goes.
How do you feel in terms of like? I mean, you obviously said it's a bad job, but I mean, are you? Um, is it time of day? Is it just knowing the conditions of the course and the breezes and whatnot? Is that what made the 150 tee time not so good?
Yeah, I think really with all the guys, you don't want like a late tee time. It just gives you too much time.
Too much time in
Obviously,
your head.
yeah, you got the whole day that all you're doing is thinking about the fact that you tee off at 1:30 and that you're just wasting time trying to get to that time of day. And I think it doesn't help. And obviously, when weather rolls in the afternoon, that's just something you can't control. It's not helpful.
What was the coolest part of this week for you?
Just the experience, just being out there. Also, having that crowd of people and all the locals. That was so cool. I mean, I know that I have a lot of people supporting me, and I know that I have a lot of people that cheer for me, but to actually see that and see how many people showed up was incredible.
And people probably like a cross section of like this is your life, Bryson Dimmer, right? Like a cross section of people throughout your life, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, it was like a freaking like memory book. I mean, I had people from high school, people from middle school, elementary school, teachers, coaches, everybody in the area, and then people obviously that are part of my life now. I see every day. It was just such a cool mix, and just to see everybody out kind of unified, getting to have some fun finally.
What who impressed you? Now, I mean, all right, so are you still watching it, or are you like done with it and going boating today?
Yeah, I mean, I went out yesterday and I walked around a little bit, but honestly, I like watching TV on Sundays. You just get to see a lot more, and yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I mean, I've gotten to meet Stu a little bit, and we played together up at Clemson, and I'm really pulling for him. I think he's going to do real well today.
who other than Stewart? I mean, Stewart tore it up the first couple days, kind of evened out. Made it some drama today a little bit in terms of I mean some guys within striking distance at least now. Who else impressed you?
I didn't get to play with a ton of guys. I'd say, obviously Justin Johnson, world number one, him hit balls on the range. I mean, he's incredibly good. Play a little in college. Colin, Morikawa, he's awesome as well. Playing real well this week. Pretty much any guy out there, really good, and you can learn something from him.
Pretty much shows you though what golf is when you've got the world number one and the runner up at the Masters going to the seventh tee. One puts it in the water. one bounces into the water. I mean that's golf.
It's and it's tough. I mean, those guys just like us. I mean, it's tough when you're going and you're playing all these different courses week after week. They're not remotely close. They're all different. The grass is different. The conditions are different. And the guys that are successful, right, would play well on every.
What did Tim Cook say to you?
He was awesome this week. Super supportive, super helpful with it, and honestly, my golf swing where it needed to be, and mentally where it needed to be, and just the situation kind of derailed that. But it was nothing of him that could have been done. It was just kind of he had to let go. Like, all right, go get it.
Yep. You could only coach to a certain point. Then players got to go out and do it.
That's exactly.
In terms of experience and what's the one thing that you take from it in terms of experience to put into work down the road here?
I think a lot of it's just situation, just being comfortable. You hear everybody say it, a lot of people say it to me Monday, Tuesday, that you belong out there. Just be comfortable. And I think I processed that, and I knew that's what I needed to do. But at the same time, there's really nothing you can do to, I guess, get ready for having.
You can't simulate that.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, you can't simulate those nerves and the crowds react and how you react to a bad shot in that situation. I mean,
Exactly.
You've done 1,000 times in pressure cooker situations in college tournaments and even local IQ and just your whole path here. But little different animal on Harbor Town.
It is, and I mean, it's not much of a soft opener up there.
No.
You're kind of thrown into the fire right from the first tee shot. So
A little more difficult than the Sarge, right?
it is just a little.
When you were out there when you're like 7 or 8 years old, like what was the first thing about golf that was like, okay, this is cool. This is different than baseball. This is pretty cool.
I think just the fact that it's just so dang hard, and you can never master it. There's no, okay, I did it, I got it, I'm good. It's a work in progress, and it fluctuates, and that was just so because a guy gets hurt with the ball and he's just really good, but golf, you can be great for a month and lose it all the next month. So it's just constant work, very competitive.
So what's next for you here?
So I'm gonna start doing. I've got a few Monday qualifiers for the next few PGA Tour events, and I've got
For those who don't know what that means, because I kind of get ahead of myself sometimes too, and when I was talking about that in articles, and I had my wife ask me what's a Monday qualifier? And I didn't even explain. Thought I explained it well enough, but what does that mean?
So basically, it's just, you have your field for the event, which is based off of the guys on the PGA Tour currently have stats. And then they have spots that guys can score on Monday, and the low four scores on Monday get a spot in the tournament for that.
Okay. And then, so does it vary every week in terms of how many people get that? How many players get spots off Monday?
I think usually it's always four get the spot. Occasionally, obviously, this week with Heritage Invitational, so there is no money there. So it's just kind of on the event, but a lot of them do have.
Is that Bentley I'm hearing in the background a little bit?
It might be.
How's it work? How's it working out with the new pup?
He's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had so much fun with him, and he's really getting better, and we've had a blast training him, loving on him.
All right, so like I was, I don't do a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Stalking on social, but I was looking at the Instagram, and there was one image that kind of struck me. You on a snowboard top of a mountain, and you were like, somebody help me get off top of the mountain, please. More difficult, snowboarding, or I mean, because that was for me that's normal, but like that was odd for me to see you because you're just like Mr. Low Country, so like more difficult. Nailing the seventh tee shot at Harbor Town, or snowboarding.
100% snowboarding. That might have been the third time I've ever seen it now. So,
Yeah.
throwing a board on my feet and trying to slide down in it, isn't very normal.
You had that look on your face like kid in the candy store, like, cool, new experience, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love stuff like that. But I mean, I grew up, down here doing some wakeboarding and skimboarding and stuff. So it's similar, but a lot colder.
Did you see the one thing I thought was really cool just for the scrapbook was the Richard Burkhart shot from the Savannah Morning News of you walking up the 18th. I don't know if you saw that yet, but
I don't think I've seen it yet.
it's pretty cool. I mean, it's just, it's like it's classic heritage shot, but you in the middle of walking up the 18th.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta find that.
Got to get your hands on that. That's a keeper.
That's cool.
So, since we last talked, I saw that you it seemed like it was kind of in terms of just you having qualified for the event at Replace, combined with you being a local. You got an exemption into the Palmetto Championship at Congaree. Mm-hmm. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Have you played that course at all?
I have. So I've been lucky enough. The guys out there are great. They're really awesome. Tom Pro and Mr. Neely and all those guys. They've been so nice to me. So, Sarge, Dad and Uncle group, kind of where I started. And I mean, they've had me maybe times, and I mean, what a cool place. Unbelievable.
How does it compare to Harbor Town?
Complete opposite.
Yeah.
I mean,
wide open.
It's the same low country feel to it. Very southern golf course, but at the same time, not trees, not very or tight, very open. Fairways are firm fast. Greens are kind of sloped and firm, and it'll be really cool. I'm getting a wide array of golf right now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So where you said qualifiers, so where most of them in Florida? Like,
yeah, so my next one's down in Tampa for the Valspar Championship. And I think I'm not sure where the qualifier, the tournament's at Copperhead Course. And then I think I was going to do the qualifier for the Wells Fargo up in.
Where in Charlotte?
in Charlotte, North
Yep.
Carolina.
Yep. Cool. Um, are you your own worst critic? Like when as you process what's happened, like is it where do you rank in terms of coach, parents, like friends, like who gets in your head the most about it? Paige.
She's she's definitely not. It's 100%. I'm pretty hard on myself. I don't like playing. I don't like playing bad, and it's just I think any athlete that's that competitive at this level, you're not happy if you don't play well. So the first thing I think after having a bad event is what am I going to do to fix it? How do I work on it? If it wasn't for Paige and everyone telling me like to stay off, I'd probably be out right now.
Yeah, I mean I, I tell you, I just I'm all about how people rebound off. It's nice to be. It's easy to be the front runner and or easier. Let's put it that way. But I mean, how people rebound off the mistakes or the tough times. And I'll tell you what, the way you rebounded on Friday, uh, that was awesome. It was awesome to see. It was awesome to see, and um, you know, uh, any a course that's where your cut's a little lower, you might even been making a run at the cut. Um, not when Stewart sinks, putting up 20 under par.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it had a lot to do on, tee times this week did make a difference. I think, if you go back and look at a lot of guys that got the morning, afternoon, Thursday, Friday made a cut. Obviously a lot of guys did the opposite did too, but it makes a difference. And a lot of the guys that were low had those tee times.
Did your local and college friends come out too?
They
Like
did,
some of the
yes.
guys I see on the boats with you.
Yeah, a lot. Oh yeah, they weren't missing it. There's the fact they got to see me on top of the fact that Heritage is a good time.
Are they like are any of them like, hey, I'm gonna be your caddy this week?
Oh yeah, they all wanted to, but they also like to have a few beers over behind the ropes.
Those two don't quite mesh. So
No, they don't match it at all. No.
you've been going out to the Heritage since you were a kid. Like, what was it? This was unique. I mean, just it's like it's not a sea of humanity in those certain spots this year. But I mean, what was that like just in terms of the little nuances of this year?
It was so cool, and you know non I think just the fact to be able to see everybody out there actually enjoying something was so cool. I can't tell you how many people I had just say I was just happy to be out with a bunch of people, and I think the whole community did this, and I think it's just an incredible week.
How does it work in terms of COVID with you guys? Did you guys test it every day or?
So we get tested on Sunday or Monday. Most guys get tested, and if you're negative, you have access, and they do random testing throughout the week to kind of determine make sure you're getting it elsewhere.
Have you had a vaccine yet?
I haven't. No.
You don't quite qualify yet.
No.
You're you're too damn healthy and athletic, man. Come on.
I'm in the last category for needing the vaccine.
Uh
So.
huh. Uh huh. So in terms of shout outs I mean, the list is probably if you were at the Oscars, you'd be drowned out by the orchestra, because the list is probably too long. But um, any specific folks you want to just shout out for this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think, my whole family, all my immediate family and friends that came out, so thankful that everybody was there to support me. Obviously, to my mom, dad, brother, and sister, and Paige. I mean, shooting 80 the first day, not in the best mood. They definitely liked that for me. And, thank God for the opportunity He's given me in my life, the place that I'm at.
And I guess Friday must have been nice in terms of like just I don't know, kind of like looking at Steve Wilmot and saying, yeah, you know, you made the right decision taking me. I didn't come out and put 16 over.
Yeah, I mean, I felt terrible the first day. I'd been playing such good golf, and leading up to it, I was so confident. I didn't even consider missing the cut. I knew I'd be right there. I thought, at worst I'd shoot one or two over par and miss by a few. But it was a little bit of shell shock first day. Kind of came out of nowhere. But I just wanted to show, everybody in the community that it wasn't a fluke in there.
Not a fluke, man. That was that was impressive, and it was so cool just to see one of our own out there, obviously, but just to see it. And the numbers obviously prove it out. Your results obviously prove it out. But to see it for yourself locally, that all right, this dude belongs. This dude's the next Bryson.
Hope so. That's great.
Awesome. Bryson Nimmer, huge thank you for joining us on Heritage Sunday here and end of spring break for many, but the journey continues for you. Good luck with the qualifiers, and we'll see you back here locally here in a few weeks here at the Palmetto Championship.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me, Tim. I'm gonna keep working on it. Try to represent the Left Country.
Oh, you're doing us proud, man. Doing us proud.
Thanks, Tim.
That's it for this edition of Low Country Chronicle. Hey, check out my interview with Bryson in the latest edition of the Bluffton Sun as well. And we will see you on the next edition of Low Country Chronicle. I'm Tim Wood. Have a good night.